Hey everybody, Superfluous Jay here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and with any luck, it's fixed. All I did really was close the game out, wait multiple days because I've been busy, and come back. So let's head out there. I don't see the the inventory thing just sitting here on the screen, which is, we'll say, a positive sign. Let's go to the Moon Station 1 lander, and let's fly it. And I should mention, Francois, I believe it was, mentioned that I may have forgotten the experiment control station. So it is possible that I will not be placing the experiments down here, and we're going to take them back up to the space station to be placed later. We'll find that out as soon as this thing loads, and loads successfully, and we're able to get everything out here. Okay, so everything looks fine. Let's go ahead and you go EVA. What have we done? Did we get this contract completed? Plant a flag on the moon. Bring a moonstone back. There's a stone up there. I don't know if it's a moonstone. We need to collect science and everywhere on the moon. Actually, in the Midlands is where we need this. Where are we right now? Let's do a crew report. From the Moon's Highlands. Okay, let's just reset that because we don't care about it. Okay, so go ahead and go EVA. Things appear fine right now. Go over here. Let's we'll get our flag planted. Stupid SAS thing. Well, let's get our flag laying on the surface of Kerbin, or laying on the surface of the moon, unplanted. Apparently, sometimes the flags actually stay up. Looks like this one might stay up. Okay, it stayed up. Sweet. So let's go over here. I've got terrible frame rates, and I don't know exactly why. I'm sure it's me. Okay, let's check this out here. There we go. Yeah, I think because I brought this EVA propellant. This is the science experiment of some kind. Seismic sensor. This is the seismic sensor. And then over here is the thing. Yeah, so I put EVA propellant in both sides, overriding the experiment control station. So we're not going to bother with that. Let's go ahead and try this EVA report. This is the repair kit. Okay, this is what almost murdered us last time. So let's go ahead and lock your little thing open. Let's try this thing. And back away from the ship a little bit. And let's perform EVA science. And you're going to hit that golf ball right through the ship. And it looks fine. Everything's fine. And did we get any science from it this time? We did not. So I don't know what it is, but apparently the changes I've made to science make this EVA science worth nothing. If it's hitting a golf ball on the surface of every planet, I'm not going to feel too bad about not having to go through that to get science. It's a cute little animation. Oh, my flag did fall down. It's a cute little animation, but it's not really what I'm looking for. Now, did we get the moon arch? That's really the question. Investigate. Yes, we visited the third moon arch out of the 3. And so now we need to go back up to the station because we've used up more of our fuel than I'm really comfortable with. We could hop down into this crater here and get this crater science just so we don't have to worry about it. And I think that's actually a really good idea because we're right here. It's so simple. It's just a quick hop to the south. Curious if I look around, if I see anything that looks like it might be a moon rock as opposed to a rock, on the moon. See, these here look like rocks on the moon, whereas, I'm looking more for a moon rock. And nothing really jumps out at me. That looks like one of those craters, which wouldn't be bad to get. But I'm not hopping that direction. I'm hopping this direction. So let's go ahead and Oops, we're both in the ship. So let's aim ourselves south. Should probably... Yeah, let's do this. Let's do gear. Because when the gear's down, you're sticky. So if we do this and then put the gear back up, this might actually bump us off the surface. Nope, it didn't. Okay. Let's gear down again. Let's aim ourselves, that's east. We want to aim ourselves south. And we're just going to give ourselves maybe 20 meters per second. That's an interesting looking rock. I think 20 is probably not enough. Let's give ourselves another 20, up to 40. There we go. That should be ideally enough to get off of this ledge here and into the crater itself. Also just looking for scatter. I'm not against cheating and turning the scatter thing on. I just prefer it if I didn't have to. Let's go ahead and do a crew report. Moon's Highlands. So we're going to burn another 20 meters per second to get 60 total. See where we are. Crew report. Moon's Midlands. Well, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Simply because we need that experiment. So we got impact in 7 seconds. Gonna turn it on now. Because we should only need about 600 meters per second to match up with this with the station. So we might as well get what we can out of this, right? Let's do this crew report again. Oh, we're over the East Crater, which is hilarious. But hey, we'll get double the science, right? So let's go ahead and turn left here so that we don't accidentally break a solar panel. Got a 3-second burn is what it's guessing. Guess is probably the wrong term. What it's telling me. Looks like the slope goes this way. Oops. That's annoying. There we go. That's better. That's better. Let's pretend I did all this on purpose. Let's see. You go ahead and head out there, get the EVA report. And I don't think there's any for flying. We don't need to plant another flag. We're just going to get up here, board, and then we're going to go back up north and land up there somewhere. Still got 1346 meters per second. We should be fine. Yeah, we should be able to land right here on this little edge here, which is going to be east a bit. Yeah, that should be fine. And if we land here, there's also a crater over there. I think I'm going to go over with a Kerbal and see if we can do anything with that. I don't remember what you can and can't do with Kerbals here. There's also that rock looks a little more shiny, although that might be just at the surface details. Moon's Midlands. So we should have now all of this stuff. We need an EVA report and a surface sample. So Agata, you're the scientist. Hop out. Hop back in. Now we have everything. All we have to do is recover these things. We even have the telemetry report because we have a probe core on this thing. Okay, so this is this done. Rock arches we're not going to be doing at the time. Moon space station is going to happen eventually. We've planted the flag. Okay, Moonstone. Okay, I got to get back out. You got to get back out. Let's go ahead and head over here. Check out this crater, see if it does anything for us. I might mark it as a crater. as a thing, just so that we could come back here with a scanning arm if we get one of those missions. We'll know exactly where a crater is. It would be convenient to to just have a moon crater that you could land on. But I don't know. I don't know how important that is, really. TBH. But it's definitely worth checking out in case I could get a sample from it. I don't know if this is something Kerbals could get samples from. I think we'll know by landing inside of it. It's a lot bigger than you think it is. Take surface sample. That's not it. And nope, none of those are things you can do. So we're gonna we're gonna make a waypoint here. Create a waypoint. We're gonna use terrain height. Actually, we'll just use vessel location. Active vessel Agata Kerman. And we're gonna say a moon crater to scan. And we're gonna save that. And I actually already don't like it. Let's edit it and see if we can get a better thing. Let's see, footprints. That kind of looks like it might be a crater. Arch. Now let's go for this. It kind of looks like, this looks like a waypoint inside a crater. And we'll say okay for that. Okay, and then save it. Well, those are the ones that are the squares. Okay, not a big deal. I don't care enough to try to change it. Okay, and I said I was going to check this rock out. I might as well, even though we'll say 99% sure there's another crater right there. So obviously they're not as rare as I think they are. And yep, this is, well, this is scatter because you go through it. So no bigs. Let's head back to the ship. We'll head back to the ship. We'll get back in orbit, get back with the mothership, and then figure out where we're going next. Which arch we're going to next, really. Turn your lights on. That's odd. Okay, no, it's not odd. It looked like the my lander can had lost its arms, its edges. Which, by the way, apparently you can open, which I didn't even know. Things you don't know about the game until somebody tells them to you. Go ahead and get on board. Yeah, if you look here, open doors. Look at that. I could have opened the doors and stored these things inside there. I still can because Mr. Dynamic can get in there and do that. But we're not going to do that because we're going to actually attach these things to the space station when we get back up there. Speaking of that, here's the space station. We actually want to set this thing as a target. And yeah, we don't want to really launch before it or anything. We can launch anytime we really want. Because it's going to take a few orbits to get on it anyway, and we've got until this moon arch is in the sun, so it really doesn't matter when we launch. So let's go ahead and do it now. We're going to launch about a 45-degree angle, give or take, maybe a little bit less, maybe a 40-degree angle between the 90 and the 0. So this is 45. We want to go a little bit less than that is what we're looking at. So let's go ahead and hit the gas, and let's do that. I think that should be fine. And we'll watch it here and see what it looks like. Maybe a little bit more north and a little bit more horizontal now that we're out of the local terrain here. I also want to keep my apoapsis around 10. So as soon as it gets to 10, I'm going to cut the gas. And I obviously had a lot more room. I could have hopped around to a couple more places. I just don't know where they are around here, and I don't want to screw up anything. at all. Okay, we're at 9 now. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know why I'm having so many troubles with frame rate. This is not a complex craft. I might, after we get redocked to the space station, exit out, check the log, maybe reboot. Who knows? I might be having not a number bugs here. Okay, we don't have anything telling us where our ascending and descending nodes are. So let's go ahead and actually get into orbit. Which is closer to that. Periapsis of 9, periapsis of 14. Apoapsis of 14, whatever. You know, apoapsis, periapsis. What's the difference anyway? Just using the fine-tune things here to get this as close to my apoapsis as is convenient. And then we're going to slow down just a little bit until these things are closer to 10 by 10. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this burn. It's not letting me time warp. Might be because we're so close to... Oh, yeah, it's not letting me time warp to the node because we're so close to it. Okay, go. Now, we definitely shouldn't be having yellow in this situation. Got this tiny little ship, nothing going on. My computer's not that bad, even with the recording software going. I do have Firefox running, which loves to hog processor and everything, but I don't know. Okay, so this is our ascending node. And what I don't like about this is we're not going to have guaranteed comms here. But let's go ahead and add a maneuver here to flip ascending and descending nodes. There we go. So now that should basically 38 meters per second will get us in the same, what do you call it, plane as the station. We should get out of surface mode, get out of target mode. There we go. We could actually lock aim at this just to guarantee that we're aimed at it. And let's go ahead and warp to it. And whether or not we have comms, we should be able to do this burn because we've got Kerbals and a probe core, so I'm not sure what I'm worried about. We have comms to somebody, which is nice. Let's see who that is. Yeah, we're connected to the relay. We have a really bad connection, though. I guess just our little dinky antenna isn't big enough. I thought it would be to get to the relay. I guess maybe a bigger antenna on the relay would be nice. I'm not used to playing with the settings, with the hard settings. I usually play on normal settings and then make things harder manually, but I played on the basically hard settings, which lowers your ability to use comms, so maybe I'm just not used to it. That was terrible. Because of the time problems, the time, whatever you call it, the lag, I hit ZX and it only accepted the Z and it didn't accept the X. Not a big deal. Our descending node is 0. Okay, now let's set you as a target again. Let's, it doesn't really matter where we set this node up because it's going to be many orbits in the future. Let's close this. We do want to do it near sunset, so let's actually go around here. So that way we meet you at sunrise. Then let's go forward in orbit. Forward in orbit, forward in orbit, forward in orbit. It's actually going to be quicker than I thought. This one might be the one to do, this very next orbit, if we can tweak it in any way. Could also go a little bit faster. No, a little bit faster is not going to do it. We definitely can't go a little bit slower, but what we can do is bring it down like this. Let's go forward in orbit, then make this one faster. That should bring these guys together. Eventually. Is it worth? That's 50 meters per second. That's nothing. We'll do that. But because it's going to do that, it's going to make us meet over here, we should bring it back. Back, not forward. So that it happens closer to sunrise. Maybe forward a little bit because we're going to have to... Whoa, crazy time. That actually makes it better for us. It's less of a burn. Just tweaking here. Getting it as close as is reasonable. 0.2 kilometers is pretty close. That is about as reasonable as I can make it. So let's go ahead and... aim here. Oopsie. Yeah, frankly, I'm a little concerned about the ability to do this with the bad thing here. So I'm gonna stop recording, and I'll be back when I've figured out why we're so bad here. Okay, we are back, and everything seems fine. So apparently a reboot is all it needed. So we've got this burn to do. We're aimed at it. Let's go ahead and warp to it. And I guess aim at it. Why not, right? Yeah, well, I mean, one of the reasons things are a little wonky is just because I'm not used to running these textures. My computer is good, but not fantastic. But definitely there was something going on other than that. But anyway, we're fine now. Everything's fine. Let's go ahead and get this burn done with. If I recall, we actually also... Oh, we need to set that as our target. We also... 4, 3, 2, 1... We also don't have RCS on this ship. And I need to decide if I want to put it on there. Wow, I cannot get this thing. There we go, 0.1. Should be fine. Yeah, we don't have RCS on this thing, and I need to manually do it if I want it. I'll have to take them off the station, though, is the thing. And I might not want to bother. So we'll deal with that when the time comes. But let's see. We need to warp to here to get close to where our station is. I don't know why it warps so slowly, but you know, I'll live with it. We also need to change the station's icon to a station, which we can do when the time comes. Okay, there it is down there, 13.7 kilometers away, getting closer very fast. I think we're gonna get within 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Let's get down to like a minute away, maybe a little bit less, because we're heading straight at it according to this thing. Like I don't know which way I would aim, so I think we're just gonna aim retrograde. And when the time comes, do the burn. Starting to look like it's this way. So if we do this, now we're at 0. It's a 4-second burn. We can see the makeup of the station. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Now we need to dock to a... whoa. I am hitting every wrong key possible. We need to dock to a large docking port. Which I think this one will do fine. Set this as our target. We're already apparently controlling from here, but let's make sure of that. And let's go ahead and go to the station. Control from here. Set him as our target. Might as well make this as easy as possible, considering we don't have any RCS jets. Just gonna do this. We could possibly dock from the station. Yeah, see, like this doesn't do anything because we don't have any RCS jets. If we do this, though, we actually set... There we go. We're not able to... There we go. Set that Clampatron as the target. Control from here. Now let's see if this lets us control the station. It does. So we should be able... We need to set the roll, pitch, and yaw on those things. Just get these things headed at each other. There we go. I'll worry about setting the roll, pitch, and yaw in a moment. Let's just get these guys docked first. Okay, everything is basically perfect. I'm a little bit leery about trying to do too much thrusting, but I think getting us up to 0.5 meters per second. Or 0.4 because it keeps not going there. Just to get us closer faster. Shouldn't take too long. But yeah, I think I'm going to set up a resupply that has that experiment control station and also 4 RCS jets to put on this guy. So that the station can keep its... the station can keep its... jets, but the ship will get its. And I'm a little surprised. There we go. Everything's on. Okay. So, resupply mission. That's what we're going to do for the rest of this time. So, let's go ahead and, I guess, head back to the Space Center and build that resupply mission. That seems like a task that we want to do. Now, here's the case. If we get to the point where the next arch is under us before we get to the thing, we're just going to do that arch. We're not going to stop the missions. We'll just, when the resupply mission comes, that's when we'll have better stuff. So this moon's resupply is not going to be that hard to do. All we need is, you know what we should do, actually, before we go into the VAB and waste all that time on the load screens and waste all this time on the load screen again. I could use Capcom, but honestly, I don't really like it. I like this interface better than the Capcom interface. It's nice to have, but if I'm gonna go for what I want, I'm gonna go for what I want. Let's see. There's nothing important to do here. Exploration. Start exploring the sun. Field research. Magnetometer. Midland craters, lowlands, and east far side crater. I think I'm going to skip that, to be honest. Perform experiments at Moon's Highlands. Oh, help a scientist. We have to take a scientist up there. I'm not going to bother with that. Although, really, we could send that scientist up with the refreshing science. It's just we'd have to land in another biome, and I don't really feel like doing that. Kerbin's Mountains. Geological study of the moon. Land in a bunch of different biomes. I'm going to skip it. I hate to say it. Test a wheel. Meh. Rover construction contact. Finish construction of a rover on the surface of Minmus. Okay, quick edit there, as always. Let's see. Finish a rover. Oh, there's a rover. It's gonna spawn a rover up there. Meh, I don't want to do that. Don't want satellites in specific orbits. I'm ridiculously angry about how few contracts that are just like put a satellite in orbit of moon. I want that. Conduct gravimetric surveys of the moon in 3 places. I don't think it's worth it. This is not a lot of money. Tourism, I'm not even going to bother. Okay, so we have no contracts. So let's go ahead and build ourselves a ship that will send an experiment control station and 4 RCS jets to our boys up on the station there. So let's go by mass. If we do an octo with the command and control thing. Now, actually, that's a question. Do these things have, do the bigger probe cores have, they don't. No, they don't have inventory slots is the question. Okay, so is there a thing that only has 1 cargo slot? No. There's this one radial one and the one here. This has 3 inventory slots. We might as well use it. So I just unlocked it. I don't know why I can't select it. Part model requires an entry purchase. What is wrong? What is wrong with this game? Don't save. Let's go back into here. I just want it to work. That's all. I just want it to work. Let's go into cargo, and yeah, I cannot pick this thing. I can pick this one, but I don't want this one. I want this one. Does like the game think that I haven't? No, the game doesn't think that I haven't picked a probe core or something. It just doesn't want to be good to me. Okay, fine. Tiny little mass. Tiny little reaction wheel. We want stuff. Still can't pick this thing. Yeah, see, it says it requires an entry purchase. And this one doesn't. But there's no option to purchase it. So I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. So let's go into R&D and see if we can purchase it. SEQ3. Let's experiment together. Let's, sure, save that. I don't care. So let's go into R&D. Let's search for SEQ3. And then find the one that's highlight. Somewhere. If you see it, yell. If I hit A, everything is on. Okay, so if I hit S, everything is highlighted. If I hit E, it goes down. If I hit Q, they all go away except for right here. Okay, so it's got to be in here. It's not here, so maybe it's here. No. So maybe it's before that. Somewhere. Is that the problem? Like, this thing doesn't exist anymore? It's been, like, depreciated or something? SEQ3C. So if I do SEQ, it's a dash, right? Yeah. 3. This one has this thing around it, and nobody else does. Yeah, I really wish that there was a better anything system. Yeah, it's like this part got removed from the game, which is weird. Which is weird. I don't know what to say. This is the node we're in. The only real reasonable ones that would make it was this one or this one. It's not in there. It's not in there. Yeah, it just don't exist. So I can't do it. I guess. Oh, wait. Aha. Aha. SEQ3. It's in here twice. So I'm going to spend an extra $750 to unlock it the second time. So there's definitely a problem because these things are in here twice, 3 times. Who knows? I'm just going to accept that as part of the joy of running a really modded game. We'll pretend that's normal. Especially if I can now select it, which I can't. So I just spent $750 and I can't even use the item. Let's go by sort by mass. This is the smallest thing on the list that actually allows us to have things. The next one would be this one, which weighs 0.15 tons. Yeah, 2 of these weighs a lot less. So let's just put 2 of them on here and accept the fact that it's going to be ridiculous. Let's also put them on in a minute. Let's go ahead and add some fuel. Doesn't have to be much. That's definitely too much. This is probably ridiculous. Feels like we have a lot less small fuel tanks than I'm used to, but we'll deal with it. Let's go ahead and just do that for no reason. Solar panels, we'll just put some of these on there. Is this the one? Which one is this? This is the good one, yeah. I like the one that sticks all the way out. I'm not a big fan of the one that sticks partially out. Do that, and then we're going to, inside here, we're going to put 4 of these. 3, 4 of these, and also an experiment control unit, which is cargo, not science. Experiment control station in here. 35 liters. I don't know how heavy it is. 0.05. These things are 0.005. So it's going to be offset, and we'll just have to deal with it. Yeah, I wish it told me how heavy this was. That would be convenient. That would be information I would like to know. Let's go ahead and slap an engine on here. Can be probably the smallest engine ever made, but we'll put a spark on instead. And then that's what needs to go to the moon. Probably should have a battery. Probably should have an antenna. And it probably should have a docking port, although it probably doesn't need a docking port. Yeah, you know what? I don't think it needs a docking port. Because we're just gonna throw it away. We're gonna take everything off of it except the bare minimum here, which makes me kind of want to do this instead. So we can ideally take these off. And then we're going to send it down with just the fuel tank, engine, and probe core. We're going to crash it into the moon. Speaking of crashing into the moon, we're going to crash its transfer stage into the moon as well. And ideally, we're going to crash it near that near that experiment control station that we don't have down yet, so never mind. How much Delta V does it have? It has plenty to get to the moon and rendezvous with the station, so all we have to do is get this in space. And that should be ridiculously easy. Let's be stupid. That actually, hilariously, isn't enough. Probably is. But that thrust to weight is ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm not even entertaining that as an idea. It's 1,800. Let's see, this actually gives us more. Oh, because it's bigger, even though that's weird. 2050 solid fuel, 1290 solid fuel. This is just a, I guess maybe for this application, this is a better engine. Anyway, because this one has less of a meters per second. Well, what if we do this? What if we put this guy on here? His thrust to weight is absolutely ridiculous. Let's look at what we got here as a thing. Starts out at 76. Yeah. Starts at 100. Starts at 124. Regresses to 63 before rapidly delaying. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. 30-second burn time, which is semi-ridiculous. So what we're going to do is we're going to thrust limit this down to 30%. And gimbaling at full. All the solid fuel. And then our favorite control surface, the Elevon 4. There we go. $8,000. Moon. Restock. TM. So let's save that. And he should probably have... should really probably have a fairing. Because something like this is going to be ridiculously hard to... If we do this, that's fine. And then this, and then I guess we want to do a little bit higher. Oh, the antenna. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and just do... Let's ditch the fairing for a minute. This needs to be down farther. I don't like it covering the Octo 2 name. So we'll put it back there. Okay. Now we're going to build the fairing. We need to come out like this. Come up to here, and then give it a little bit of a tip. There we go. We definitely don't want to ditch the fairing right away. That would be dumb. But I think that's fine. I think that's fine. That's a pretty cheap launch vehicle that will hopefully actually work. Let's go ahead and save it. And one thing I'm concerned about, and I think I'm going to alleviate my concerns for the cost, the low cost of $75. I'm going to put a single solar panel right here so that until that fairing comes out, we actually have solar panel. And let's leave. We're gonna wait until we're at sunrise, and we'll launch this thing and see what happens. We're at sunrise, so let's go ahead and launch this thing and see what happens. Moon restock TM and launch it. Now we're gonna have to be very aggressive. Be aggressive. Got to be aggressive with our gravity turn. But we cannot stray from prograde too much because I have a feeling we are going to be, back heavy. So let's hit T. Let's hit space. Let's tilt immediately to 5 degrees, 10 degrees maybe, and hit hold prograde. And we're just going to watch our apoapsis and our aim. If we have a crazy aim, or if we're crazy high, I think I might just leave it and try it, because we should have a little bit of spare fuel. And getting out of the low atmosphere early might not be the worst idea in the world. I'm already thinking that our gravity turn was not aggressive enough. But what are you going to do? The important thing is this is super cheap, and this solar panel is not doing anything for us. What is this contract? Plant a flag on the moon. Oh, that was nice. That was nice of them to to accept that flag that's laying on the surface of the moon right now. Yeah, we do have a thing, bring a moonstone back to Kerbin, so we definitely want to find one of those. And yeah, as long as this thing doesn't blow up, I'll try it. We'll see what happens. It's so hot. It looks like it's it looks like it's lit up, but it's just these things are yellow and also a little hot. But we're burning. Our apoapsis is ridiculous. Our periapsis is ridiculously low. I think I'm going to, now that we're up like at 60, just going to use the rest of this to go sideways. Pitch the fairings, might as well. Open the solar panels, might as well. Rotate him so up is up. Again, might as well. This is now gone. Let's go ahead and ditch it. And add our apoapsis. Let's go ahead and get ourselves into orbit. That should be fine. The moon is right there. It's like the absolute worst spot it could be. 1336. Yeah, you know what? We got the fuel. Let's go ahead and do it. Something like that seems about right. Let's focus view, and then we have to match. Oh, that's actually looking pretty good. We have to match the orbit of the space station as good as is reasonable. So let's do this. Let's get a little bit closer to the moon. Frankly, this looks better. That's closer to the orbit. What if we slow down? What if we speed up? Nah, neither one of those does anything. We don't want to change our normal. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to just fix our tilt when we get there. So we'll do this and we'll fix everything when we get there. So this maneuver node is in 13 minutes. Whoops. Let's go ahead and warp to it. So 51-second burn. And then once we get this thing into orbit, or once we get this thing on its way to moon, I'm going to check the... I'll probably stay on this guy. Yeah, he's a little bit off center, but his reaction wheels are holding him because these things don't weigh the same. I kind of wish that these things, in addition to showing how many liters they had, if it showed the weight, that would be nice. If it showed the total weight of these things, that would be a convenient thing to have, so to help you balance things out. I think I'm just going to lock this thing to prograde. Make it easier for me. And we are just about there. Okay, I want to go a little bit farther forward. Set this as our target. Delete our maneuver node. Just touch that descending node right there. The game didn't used to tell you your nodes, did it? That's super convenient if it does, because yeah, it's much easier to see when you are close to correct, which is awesome. So I'm going to just tap it. Just a love tap. There we go. Okay, now right here, we're going to add a maneuver to slow down. And the question is always, do you want to slow down and change your tilt, or slow down, change your tilt out here, and do all that? I think, you know, the more you have to burn to slow down, of course, the less relative to it the tilt change costs. Whereas the faster you're going, the worse it is to change your tilt at that. So there's two reasons. There's a reason to change your tilt at the same time, and there's a reason to not change your tilt at the same time. As long as we can afford it, I think I'm going to do it, and we can afford it, so I'm going to do it. I don't actually care about this ship once it reaches the station. So let's go ahead, and I cannot for the life of me set this as our target. There we go. There we go. There's our tilt. There's our thing. Ideally, we want to get an encounter and fix our tilt at the same time. I don't know how reasonable that is. Yeah, it's really annoying that I can't have the... I can't... Oh, I can. Never mind. It's like I can't have the maneuver node and the thing up at the same time, but it just let me do it, so never mind. Let's see. So we want to give a little bit of prograde. And then a little bit of tilt change. And then a little bit more prograde. Yeah, we're meeting it at like the worst time. And then tilt change. See, that'll basically do it. And then we'll fix it more later. We can do the rest of the tilt change up here, which is probably the right place to do it, but you know what? We're not going to do it that way. Okay, so now we're going to watch the moon thing as we fast forward here to this thing, because I don't know. I'm pretty sure this still won't be ready, but I'm going to hit F5. And I'm going to time warp, and we're going to watch the moon change while our ship goes. Whoa, yeah. We still got 5 hours, and the moon is actually here. I don't remember if I hit F5 or not, because I would kind of like to undo that and be down over here. But I think instead, let's go ahead and switch to the sky, and we'll just accept the fact that we're going to be burning off center. This guy should have full fuel. He doesn't. So I never set up the pumps on this guy. We want, as I said before, we want this to be 14, and this to be 14, and the pump on. And balance on, and then pump on and balance on, and that should fill up this tank full of fuel, which is perfect. And we are ready to go back down, except for the fact that Mr. Dynamic needs to do a couple things. We need to go into construction mode. He can't take these. I'm hoping he can take them once he takes everything out of them. Let's find that out. So let's go ahead and lock this. Oh, you need to move on your ladder before you totally ruin everything. Go ahead and put this in your inventory. Put this here and this here. You still cannot take this off. Why? You can take this off. Of course, now I need to put it back on. You cannot take this. Just it doesn't allow it because the game hates me and wants me to die. It's things with inventory, I think, is what it is. So I guess we'll just empty them of their inventory and deal with it. Okay, so also I can't reach the cupola from here, which is another annoyance. Apparently it has to be between 7 meters from the Kerbal and the cupola. And I set it to 70 in the edit file, and it's still not available from the thing. So go ahead and let go. Go up here a little bit. And as soon as this allows me to do anything. Oh, this is full of stuff. Cute. Okay. You're not allowed to do that. I hate this game sometimes. I just want to put the inventory in there. Okay, you know what? We'll keep these with us. Why not? We'll just deal with the fact that the game hates me and inventory doesn't work. Yeah, there are definitely many things about this game that I would love to be different. But let's go ahead and put this back in here. This back in here. And 1, 2, 3 of these back in here. And then just get back in, because that's the best you can do. And 45 by 45. That's what we had before, give or take. So we should be fine. Okay, so go ahead and disconnect. Undock, as the case may be. We got plenty of... we don't have plenty of fuel, but we have fuel. We could have sent more fuel up. I probably should have, but I didn't, and that's just the way it works. So you are going to set a maneuver node right around here to both slow down to get over this arch. Slow down over the arch and also go south a bit to get the arch under you. That should be fine. Now, we learned from last time that we don't have as much thrust to weight as we tend to think we do. So go ahead and turn on SAS, aim at this thing. And let's go ahead and warp to it. And we should definitely have Kerbal Alarm Clock up, but I don't know exactly where I want it. Deployed Science Report. We got stuff, which is nice. We like stuff. Stuff makes us happy. Let's go ahead and do this burn. Once we get landed, we'll have to go back to that other satellite and put his maneuver node in the Kerbal Alarm Clock, or I will guaranteed forget. Is that fine? Could be better. I'm actually going to aim here. Just tap this a bit. Okay, there we go. And let's activate navigation of this thing. Aim ourselves retrograde. And F5 and do a little time warping to, say, here. We are way off. Yeah, it's like ridiculously far off. Let's go surface though, because sometimes things don't look exactly like they should. That looks a little bit better. Looks like we're still off though. See what exactly reverse looks like. That looks pretty good. I think we should possibly start burning very soon. I'm going to hit F5 right here. We're committing to this. I'm going to fast forward just a little bit and then hit the gas. We're going to concentrate on killing our horizontal momentum. Slightly more than our vertical momentum, which could be a bad thing. You can already see the arch, which is nice. Yeah, we need Moon's Midlands, which we already have, so we don't actually need that. Yeah, I think this will be pretty good. Tilting it a little bit over, getting us a little bit more aimed at that arch. The closer we land to it, the happier I'll be. I'm really happy with this, actually. This is looking really good. We've also got, I'm going to go down to until we have a 10-second burn. Oh, actually, wow, never mind. I wasn't thinking about the fact that we might come to a complete stop. So let's give ourselves a little bit of thrust. We had plenty of extra fuel in the other mission. We probably have it on this one too, right? Okay, let's go ahead and... Yeah, this is looking pretty good. An 11-second burn. And we're going to come down right next to this thing, which is nice. Get this down to 6 seconds. I'm going to hit the gas. Is that a moon rock? That would be nice. Oh, this is nice. That right there is nice. We are right where we want to be. You know what this means, right? We're going to hit escape. We're going to hit F2 so we can get our... Oh, that's less than ideal. Oh, there we go. There we go. F2. Oops, F2, F1, F2. Okay. Resume flight. And then V resets the camera. Okay. I gotta go EVA. We're still not close enough, which is hilarious. Hey, there we go. That's quite an arch. Do you think we could move the moon if we had a really big hook? No, I've seen Scott Manley's video on just that subject. And you can't. It would take a ridiculously large amount of delta V fuel or whatever you want to say to move the moon or any planet-sized object, any amount of space. Okay, I don't see anything that looks like a non-generic scatter object. Just looking around, seeing if there's anything that jumps out at me. The answer is no. Yeah, and that's like, oh, that's funny. That's one of those moon craters on the side of the moon crater there. But we've already got that. We've already seen that that doesn't actually do anything for us. Also, this moonstone actually probably tells us, well, that's all that says. But if we go into here, active, bring a moonstone back with you. Canyons, highland craters, or polar lowlands. We're not in any of those biomes, so I don't expect we're gonna find it there anytime soon. We also now want to leave as soon as possible, so let's go ahead and do that right now. Although, where are we? We are in crew report. This is Moon's Lowlands. Let's go ahead and reset that experiment. If we just hop backwards a little bit and maybe like northwest and then land like here in this like skirthy looking area, then we will be under the station, and we'll also be in a new biome. So I think we should go for that. Actually, I guess it's just go west a while. Basically over this double crater here. So which direction is west? West is this way. Let's go ahead and let's do the trick where we raise our landing gear. Let's do the trick where we raise our landing gear. There we go. Then rotate so that west is that way. And do a quick... that was not what I wanted to do. That is not what I wanted. Let's retract all solar panels. Because this might get a little dodgy. Yeah, rescuing vessels from the surface of the moon is never the best thing to run. Okay, we got lucky. Okay, let's go ahead and hit the gas. And we want to get over all this stuff. So I'm just gonna burn until our thing encounters like this dot, give or take, maybe a little bit further. Maybe this. Yeah, we'll burn until we encounter this thing. Okay, that's perfect. And hit retrograde, and let's get our solar panels back out. And we're just going to go over these craters here, leaving this arch behind. And I guess I was wrong about whether or not we'd be upright when we got there. That's just the way it is sometimes. I would love to land right here, so I think I'm just going to burn until we land. Or until we run out of horizontal velocity, I should say. There we go. That should be a very simple hold retrograde, burn at 5 seconds, and be happy. Put the landing gear down, of course. Look, we can still see the arch, which is awesome. But this will get us another biome, which is never a bad thing. Five seconds. Let's hit the gas. Don't want to burn too much. Also, don't want to burn too little. Okay, that's why you have landing legs. Okay. And we didn't get any data from here because we already have this thing, but I guess that's where the Armstrong monument was. I didn't realize we had unlocked everything, though. I thought we would I thought we would get something for that, but I guess not. Okay, now let's burn into our 45 degrees-ish north of east, which is that way. And we're going to go mostly sideways. We're going to set this as our target. This is getting worse. If we go this way, it gets worse faster. If we go this way, it gets better. So let's go this way. Okay, that's the best we're going to get. Let's make sure we're not going to die. Looks like we probably won't die. So let's lock it prograde and hit X until our apoapsis is 10. And when I landed, I was going to go back to my probe, and I totally forgot to. So I think we're gonna get back up to the station. We're gonna dock it, and we're gonna go back to the probe and set that, and then I'm going to bid you adieu, because I think we have done quite well. I think we've done quite well on this mission. Let's go ahead and add a maneuver here to get our... Let's actually see what happens if we just go up all the way. Yeah, not yet. So let's go ahead and go down until... periapsis and apoapsis flip a little bit. Make sure our periapsis is fine. It is. Let's aim at that maneuver node. Let's let us aim at that maneuver node. Get out of surface mode. Get out of target mode. There we go. Yeah, I definitely wish you could do a lot of things. I wish you could move these. I wish you could move a lot more things. I wish that distance. The distance seems buggy because... I set it to 70. I actually rechecked the file, and it's still set to 70. Somebody said you had to set the file read-only, which is why I rechecked it, and it was still set to 70, so read-only doesn't seem necessary. But it's still obviously not 70, because 70 meters is a lot farther than how far away the command pod was from the Kerbal. So I don't know what's up with that. But it is what it is, right? Okay. 10 by 8, totally fine. Let's make it 10 by 9. Okay. Now, let's try... Actually, might as well do it at our ascending node, right? Let's make this perfect. And then burn up. I guess we just haven't gotten there yet. If we burn up right now, that's too much, or something. So let's actually just fix it, and then we'll deal with it there. So we're gonna have 0 for our prograde vector, and we're just gonna go anti-normal and fix our normal. We'll worry about encountering him later. It's a half-second burn, so I'm going to be pretty cautious with it. Okay, that makes it 0. Okay, so now, where do we need to add a maneuver to get an encounter with our station? Looks like around there somewhere. One of those pieces of information will be what I want. What I want is the distance. Let's see, 2 kilometers. Okay, so 2 kilometers is the minimum there. So we want to aim a little bit more. Now it's 2.3 kilometers. 0.9, 0.8 kilometers is the best we get here. So a little more prograde. 7, 8, 9, 10. 0.4. A little bit more, and we're 0.4. I saw 0.2. I think we can do just slightly better. I should be using the fine tools here. And very fine. Let's see, what is our distance? 0.1 kilometers. 0.3. 0.0. We're going to live with that. And that's in, wow, we're once again having some issues here. I guess that one was just loading the terrain in. So 1 second burn in 16 minutes. That was our last arch. We could have probably landed at it, but we've only got 500 meters per second left, so we wouldn't have been able to get back into orbit. So in a few seconds here, we'll do this quick 1 second burn. I'll delete the maneuver node and do the rest of this by eye. We are at 1.9, 1.2. I love how it jumps around. That's so useful information there. And we had a little bit less than 1. There we go, 0.4. We're going to live with that. So let's now make sure we're doing this right. Yeah, we're going to warp to here. Now we want to go into target mode. Okay, at 5 minutes, we're going to be 1 kilometer away, or 0.1 kilometers away. Let's actually go a little bit closer. There's our station. Now, if we do this, hoping this will make it 0 kilometers. I'm going to tap it one more time. I'm going to do retrograde. We're going to hit F5 and commit to this. Doing a little bit of time warp, not too much. Okay, half a kilometer away we can actually see it. It's a 1 second burn, so it's not going to be that much. We are going to miss it. That's the important thing. Just going to slow down when we get there. Okay. Oops, that's too much, as is usual. Okay, but you know what? We're fine because we have that. We already have that set as our target. Let's go ahead and control from here. Let's stop our motion here. Then I think this is our control from here. Set him as our target. Turn our RCS off. Probably turn our SAS on. And there we go. Now you in locked mode should be able to get on this just fine. Set that as our target. There we go. Now, much like before, we're going to get going about half a meter per second. We're going to go back to you. We're going to turn the RCS on. And we're going to do the actual maneuvers with you. This will be ideally the last time we'll be doing this. Because it's definitely not the easiest thing in the world to do. But it's not that bad, actually. I don't like that it's not... I guess if I say set this as our target, now it tells me the rotation. And I don't care which rotation it is. I just want to make sure that it's... that it's one of the ones it's going to match. Okay, so go ahead. We're on this. Go ahead and hit T to turn you off, and we're docked. Turn RCS off. Okay, we got a whole bunch of stuff, and we have this guy is not full anymore because this guy is now empty. So we are, yeah, that's a thing. We can still do a landing, but we're going to need a refueling mission next time. And I kind of wish that I had thought about that and actually planned for it. But what are you going to do? Let's go ahead and set our moon restock. Actually, let's switch to our moon restock. He's a lot closer than I thought he would be after this little mission. But he does have he has a burn in 3 hours, so we might as well do it. What else are we doing, right? Let's go ahead and do this burn. Let's go ahead and warp to it. Oh, that's cool. Kerbin Eclipse. I'm glad that doesn't affect anything. It's a mere 12-second burn. So we're gonna get this done. We're not gonna meet up at the station or anything. I'm getting a little tired of playing, so I'm gonna stop for a little while and let me get this episode out. We're gonna get this guy into orbit, and then we'll deal with the rest of it next time. And sadly, probably send a refueling mission up too. I wish I had thought about that. I would have sent a more robust mission up than the one I did. It was kind of fun building for slimness and trimness of the craft, but still, if it means you don't send up what you need, how does that help you? Okay, so this did not get us anywhere close to having these things together. We want to be prograde. Just do that. We want to meet at this one. 2 kilometers. 1.2, 1.1, 1.6. Now it's back to 1.1. 1.6. Okay, then way out here, I'm just gonna plan it here. We're gonna add a maneuver at our ascending node to go down until we are perfect, and then I am going to add that to Kerbal Alarm Clock so I remember. And now I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I wish I had thought ahead. Maybe next time I will. But I am Superfluous J, though, and I will, as always, talk at you later.